The city never sleeps when power is near. Lagos breathes release until at night. Grinning at cameras with Ubers learn to say one thing while their hands do another.
For the election, 3 days until everything his hands had quietly buried would bloom into something golden, or into something that would swallow him whole.
You should come to bed. He didn't turn. He knew that voice the way a man knows the sound of rain before it arrives.
I'm fine.
You haven't been fine since the meeting with Chief Okafor.
The meeting went well.
Emeka.
Just his name, nothing else. And in that single word she had placed everything she couldn't say out loud in front of a man she was still choosing to believe in. He had met Chief Okafor 8 months ago in the private dining room of a hotel in Ikoyi. The man had arrived 10 minutes late. Deliberately, Emeka now understood.
The offer was simple. The money, the structure, the machinery of the party, all of it will move behind your campaign like a river giving you direction. In exchange contracts, certain appointments, certain silences.
Emeka had told himself it was temporary, a beginning, that once he had the seat, he would do things different.
We have an agreement.
The smile of a man who has heard this exact sentence from 12 men before you. The dream came the way it always did, without invitation, without warning, without mercy. He was standing in a compound he recognized from childhood. Red earth, fine as powder, the smell of harmattan and burning firewood. And there, seated on a wooden stool in the center of the compound, was his grandfather. He had not seen this man in 12 years. But here he was, not dead, not quite alive, something in between. The way memory lives inside a person, neither fully gone nor fully present, but more real sometimes than the things you can touch. His voice was exactly as Emeka remembered it. Low, unhurried, the kind of way to raise a racing for your father. He said it simply, "You look like your father." "Sit down, my son." He sat. There was no chair, and yet he sat. His grandfather studied him the way old men did things. "I have been watching." "What have you seen?" The old man's eyes were the color of deep river water, dark, full of things that had been there long before you arrived and would remain long after you were gone.
I have seen my grandson make promises with his mouth and arrangements with his hands. And I have watched those two pull him apart like a man tied to two horses facing different directions.
I am doing what is necessary.
Every man who has ever destroyed something beautiful has said those exact items.
Yes, necessity is a judge.
Was not a perfect man. You know this. But there was a moment I had to choose.
What did you choose?
I chose the man. And I lost certain things. Yes, right. And a man who has lost himself and I kept in secret. Chief Okafor is a man who has been drowning for the years and has learned to call it swimming. Do not learn to breathe from a drowning.
Steady, patient, unmoved.
Tell me something. What is the name of the governor of this state who was in office the year you were born? Now tell me the name of the man who ran the community radio.
Uncle Benson.
We remember those who served us. We forget those who only ruled. He moved to stand beside him. Power is a river. It carries what you put into it.
The compound was dissolving. The red earth lightening. The mango tree becoming translucent, made of smoke and the earliest edge of morning.
Papa, worth remembering.
And everything else. He sat on the edge of the bed with his seat pressed to go to be alone in town. Then he reached for his phone. 4:17 in the morning. He scrolled through his contacts. Names he had collected over 2 years like a man gathering weapons. Men who owed him things were buried and who had done the burying. He stopped at a name near the bottom. He stared at her name. Then he typed. He did not tell her everything, not yet. But he said enough. He said. He put the phone down. The morning arrived the way Lagos mornings always do, sudden and indifferent. Amara made tea without being asked. She placed the cup in front of him and sat across from him and did not ask a single question, just waited. He stood. He picked up his jacket. At the door, he stopped for a moment and looked back at her. She was watching him the way she always had, not as a voter, not as a strategist. He walked out into Lagos. The city was already full of noise. The ageless, tireless, magnificent noise of 1 million people moving through their lives.
Tell me something. What is the name of the governor of this state who was in office the year you were born? Now tell me, man, who ran the community library in York when you were streeted?
Uncle Benson.
We remember those who served us. We forget those who only ruled. Power is a river. It carries what you put into it. Pour filth what in the latest point.